Hey everyone, Dream here. Welcome to or back to my channel. Today we're gonna see how do people see you. So we have three piles here: pile number one, pile number two, and pile number three. We're using tags today: blue, yellow, and red. So I'll give you guys a moment, see which pile you feel most drawn to, and after you're done choosing your pile, you can always scroll down to the comment section below or description box to find your timestamp that's gonna link you to your personal reading. So without further ado, let's get into this. Hey group one, if you guys chose blue, then welcome to your reading. So let's see how people see you. So you guys have here the Nine of Wands, the Magician, the Tower reversed, and the Star. So we're going to start with these four and then we're going to continue from there. Okay, the first thing that I see here with the Star, you're definitely somebody who is you have this calmness about you. You're very calm. You're very quiet. There's a sense of serenity that surrounds you. Um, if anything, put the Star and the Tower together, and I feel like you're definitely somebody who avoids trouble, avoids drama, involving yourself into a situation that does not involve you. So you're definitely more of a builder, you're more of a healer than, about drama and gossip. So basically, you're very much to yourself here with the Nine of Wands. You're focused on yourself, on your needs rather than the exterior, the outside world, and that's something that definitely shows here that people realize or notice about you. And I feel like here with the Star, the Tower, and the Nine of Wands, you definitely are a very good listener. I feel like people can come to you with their problems and talk to you easily and feel like you actually listen to them, you actually care. And like I said, with the Star and the Tower in reverse, you come off as a healer, and a very good listener, which makes it easy for people to come and talk to you. I will say here with the Nine of Wands, I feel like you're the type of person that once like when talking to people, you kind of focus more on them. You find a way to always turn the conversation in a way that it only talks about them and they don't know much about you, where to some people that may come off as, maybe after a while, if they realize like, wow, I actually do not know anything about this person. And I feel like that may be something that is intentional here. You don't talk about yourself much, you make it all about the person in front of you. You like learning about them, knowing about them, and not much talking about yourself. And that could be something intentional, or that's just how you are as a person. And I feel like maybe after a while that people kind of realize that they actually don't know much about you. And maybe I feel like for some that may come off as a bit sus, um, like why are you this quiet, or like why don't we know anything about you. So there could be something there, but I feel like once they get to know you and actually how you are, they kind of realize that that's just who you are, and there doesn't have to be a reason for why you don't like talking about yourself, or like there's nothing wrong with just listening and talking about people. But I definitely feel like you're not the type to kind of let or talk about yourself or your problems, maybe here with the Tower in reverse, or your life in general. Like keeping that personal. And some people are just noisy. So those that are really noisy and like to absorb or take information from you find it maybe a bit difficult. And for those noisy people, that's not something that they enjoy. It may feel like it's a bit suspicious, but that could simply be talking about who you are as a person. I will say here with the Star and the Magician, I feel like this is all about, wish fulfillment, hope. And the Magician, this is all like these two together make a really good manifester. So you definitely come off as someone who like makes things happen for themselves. You find a way with like manifesting whatever it is that you're thinking about here. And with the Tower in reverse, and I feel like you have a way of maybe getting what it is that you want, or manifesting it in a very passive way, as in, you avoid the trouble, you avoid, like you have a way, you have a really good way. Like I don't have a really good example, but the only thing I can say here is that you have a way of making things happen for yourself, succeeding, whatever it is that you're thinking about, there it is. So that is that. Let's keep moving forward and see what else we can find here or know here. Next, you guys have here the Wheel of Fortune, the Knight of Wands, and the Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay, first things first, with the Wheel of Fortune here, it's in the name. I definitely feel like people look at you as somebody who is very fortunate. Maybe you grew up in a life that is trouble free or drama free, or maybe you had an easy life growing up here. Maybe you're just blessed with looks. Maybe you're just blessed with money, but there's something about you that comes off as very fortunate that people feel like here with the Knight of Wands and the Ace of Wands that maybe you don't have to work as much as they do, or maybe you don't have to put in as much effort. And that, like I said here earlier, this actually makes a lot of sense that you have a way of making things happen to you where people maybe kind of question you of like, how did that happen? So maybe that's why you come off as fortunate, and people look at you as someone who's lucky, and things just happen for you without you going after them or actually putting in the effort. So people definitely, there's something about you that makes people feel like you don't have to do anything and you just get everything, as in you're very lucky. And that could simply be like, that doesn't have to be true. Maybe, like I said, because you're someone who doesn't like to talk about yourself, about your trouble, about your life, about how you make things happen for you, you kind of manifest or go after your dreams silently. And to people that like, they just see the results, they just see the fortune, they just see like the beauty in your life, and they think that that is all lucky. But that just simply talks like, it's that's simply because you don't like talking about it, you don't like showing it. So there's something about you that people feel like things come to you effortlessly, or without you even trying. So also here with the Tower and the Knight of Wands, this kind of shows how much you kind of hate to throw yourself into a situation that you're not comfortable in. If anything, maybe you really like to put time and effort into thinking about a situation before you throw yourself in. So these two kind of, I feel like people look at you as someone who hates maybe adventure, or you hate throwing yourself out there. Like I said at the beginning, you did come off as somebody who's like very reserved into yourself and all about, you mind your own business. And so you're not much adventurous, you're not much out there, you don't just throw yourself in any situation. So you may come off as a bit of an introvert here with the Nine of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. Not very outgoing, not very, adventurous in general. So yeah, let's move forward. And you guys have here the Eight of Diamonds, the Four of Spades, and the Seven of Clubs. Okay, let's start here with the Eight of Diamonds. The Eight of Diamonds, you definitely, um, not only are you fortunate, but I feel like you're the type of person, if you're successful at one thing, or you make one thing happen, or you manifest one thing, I feel like that doesn't stop you. You like going after next, like the next successful thing. I made this happen, okay, what now? So you're constantly working hard, you're constantly thriving for more, you're constantly looking for success in, you're definitely coming off as someone who maybe is, maybe you're ambitious, and you have a lot of goals and targets in your head that you keep hitting, and you keep going after. But because you do them silently, people, that's why people look at you as someone who's very fortunate, but maybe they don't see the hardworking side of you, side to you, and they only see things just happening for you. So yeah, but you definitely are a hard worker, and you have a lot of dreams, and I feel like you keep going after it, conquering one success after the other. Next, you guys have here the Four of Spades. The Four of Spades just further talks about how much of an overthinker you are. You don't, like I said earlier, you don't like just throwing yourself into a situation. So you definitely spend a lot of time thinking. You spend a lot of time planning, looking onto the future. You may be imagining how it would be. Also, you may be very big at meditation, and that's something that people know about you. Or maybe you're religious and you spend a lot of time praying, or coming closer to the Lord, and like, I don't know, but there's this just further shows how much more of an introvert and maybe an overthinker and less of an adventurous person you are. And this further shows that you're very quiet and silent and reserved and all to yourself. So yeah, next, finally you guys have here the Seven of Clubs and Nine of Wands. You definitely come off as someone who may be a bit hard-headed or hard to change your mind. So maybe people try to involve you into something, and if you don't feel comfortable with it, you don't feel okay with it, there's nothing that can change your mind about it. So you're very hard-headed. You stand for what you believe in, and stick to it. And you don't divert from that, and if anything, it's really hard to get to you. And I feel like with the Seven of Clubs and the Nine of Wands, um maybe it's a bit hard for people to kind of understand you or get to you, or you don't just let anyone into your circle. You're very protective, or over your energy. You're very protective over your surrounding, and most importantly here with the Four of spades, the your peace of mind. You're very protective of your peace of mind. So and I feel like that is definitely something that people look at you, because you do come off as somebody who's very calm and serene, and drama free, and very quiet and reserved, and like I said, very um maybe introverted, and that all makes sense. When you avoid all that and you keep to yourself and mind your own business, you definitely will become more successful and be fortunate in your life. This all makes sense, and I feel like this is definitely something that people kind of notice about you. And I feel like a lot of the times people find themselves not knowing much about you. They just see the exterior side of you, maybe how you're living, your looks, and all that, and that you're very fortunate, like I said, but they don't understand the story behind it. And I feel like that is something intentional on your part. So yeah, that is actually beautiful for you guys. Let me know how you guys felt about this reading. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit that thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts down below. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, you can always subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Hey, group two, if you guys chose yellow, then welcome to your reading. So let's get right into this and see, how do people see you? And you guys have here the Four of Cups, the Six of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. So I'm going to start with these four, and then we're going to continue from there. So, okay, the Eight of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Four of Cups, you definitely come off as an overthinker, somebody who is always in their head, somebody who maybe worries too much. And maybe a lot of times you find people telling you that you're worried too much, or maybe why are you thinking about this, as if you always imagine the worst case scenario, and you always love to have a plan or know what's happening in the future. And if you don't know that, maybe that drives you crazy, and you find yourself constantly thinking about this, about anything, like whatever the situation is, and maybe stressing over it, maybe overwhelming yourself. And maybe people look at you as like, why do you do that to yourself? Or it doesn't need all that, if that makes sense here. So you definitely come off as someone who is an overthinker. Now I will say here, because you overthink, you probably make a really good planner with the Six of Swords. Because you always like to see what the future is going to look like, where you're headed, what you're doing. I feel like, if anything, you're always a type of person that makes the plan. Say if you're going out with your friends, the day, time, and place. Like, you're the one who chooses all that. You make all that. And if anything, if that's not the case, with the Four of Swords here and the Six of Swords, the Four of Swords is all about healing oneself, looking inwards, planning, making sure everything is correct and right. So this just could be about simply planning for your own self, planning for the future, knowing where you're headed, knowing what you're doing, and how you're gonna move forward from the point that you are at. So I feel like you're definitely the type of person whose brain does not rest until like you're constantly seeking safety and knowing where, like, you love knowing where you're headed. And that's something that people kind of realize about you, as in you're someone who's very restless. You cannot rest, you cannot like take it easy, if that makes sense. Another thing I see here with the Four of Swords and the Six of Swords, you definitely have a way of healing people, of maybe solving their problems, making them feel better about themselves. If anything, you're too into your head, you worry a lot, but you have a way of getting people out of their head. You have a way of solving their issues and their problems, and getting them out of these tricky situations that maybe they find themselves always coming to you with, because maybe they know that you're somebody who's good with planning, or finding answers and finding solutions. And maybe, yeah, that is definitely something that shows here. So that you're really, I feel like you make a really good healer. And I believe that this is similar to something I said to group one, but with different cards. You're definitely a healer. You know how to get people out of these choppy waters. And there's something about you here with the Four of Cups, I will say. you not only are an overthinker, but maybe you find yourself maybe daydreaming a lot, having a lot of fantasies, and I feel like you have all these thoughts in your head. Maybe um, you like think about creating $1 billion business, or maybe if you're thinking about a certain person or a certain partner, you want them in a specific, very specific way, maybe tall, like big green eyes, above 6 feet. Maybe if you're a guy and maybe you're short, you're looking for a girl who's like a model 5'11", and a lot of times people kind of look at your goals or your dreams as something that is very far-fetched, as something very out of reach, and maybe to a point where they think you're delusional, like this is something that's not going to happen. But I feel like that's something that does not stop you or change your mind. You have a set a very specific set of ideas or things that you want to do or achieve for yourself that may seem very outlandish to others, but to you, you feel like it's never impossible. And I feel like you're someone with the Four of Cups here and the Four of Swords who's very big on spirituality. Maybe you meditate a lot, or you pray a lot, or maybe you do tarot readings. Like you're all about crystals and all that, and protecting your energy and protecting, the like the vibes and people around you, and that's something that people kind of know and notice about you. So to you, and I feel like this, like I see this a lot when you're very religious or spiritual, things become like the impossible becomes possible, and maybe that's something about you, like you believe in big things that to people seems very delusional, or like they basically look at you as maybe crazy or like get out of your head. So you being always in your head, that doesn't have to be like a bad thing. So yeah, let's move on and see what more we can like know about this. Three of Cups, Five of Swords in reverse, and the Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay, the Six of Swords and the Five of Swords in reverse. You're definitely someone who avoids trouble, who avoids drama. You hate fights. If anything, you're all about, again, what I said earlier with this like reverse triangle. You're all about healing, you're all about finding resolutions, you're all about compromising with people and avoiding drama and trouble. And if we can find a middle ground, like that's the choice you would go with. But I will say here, with the Ace of Swords in reverse, you, yes, you compromise. Yes, you're all about resolution, and like you don't focus on fights and the negative and all that. But if you have to, you will not hesitate. Like I said, I feel like when I said earlier that you're all about protecting yourself in your peace of mind here with the Four of Swords, you will not hesitate to cut out anything that is not serving you and people that maybe don't work with you, or all about bringing negative energy to your life. And because of how you are here with the Three of Cups, which I see you being as someone who's very friendly, I feel like you are the type of person people love being around, because you're all about healing and not about the drama, not about the trouble. Yes, you may come about sometimes off as intense and like very like you worry too much, or maybe you come off as very calculated, but like at the same time I feel like that you're also fun and like very joyful to be around. And maybe sometimes people take that too far, and if people take that too far and you feel like you cannot reason with them, you have no, you don't hesitate to kind of cut them off. And if they don't know you well, they maybe are a bit taken back by it, because this is something they do not expect from you because of how peaceful you come off. So yeah, there's definitely an edgy side to you that does not give a shit. And that's something that people, either those that you cut off had to learn that maybe by surprise, and those that really know you kind of know that you don't hesitate, even though you come off as someone who's like very peaceful, and avoiding trouble or drama. I will say here with the Three of Cups and the Ace of Swords, um, if you drink, I feel like because you're always like uh, over calculated, and maybe you tune your head and you worry a lot, I feel like you are someone, if anything, you may um reject drinking, or maybe you're someone overall that does not drink and people know that about you. But if you do drink, I feel like people, this is something that people love about you, because that's when the crazy side comes out. That's when you stop overthinking. That's when you, maybe with Ace of Swords in reverse here, make a lot of bad decisions, I will say I see two stories here. Those of you that drink should not be drinking, but because maybe drinks or maybe one shot kind of affects you so much where you lose all focus, you lose memory, you make all the bad decisions, and like basically the life of the party people see you as, and that's when you are the most fun. Others of you, I feel like you people see you as someone who's not a drinker, and maybe that you're the type, you're the friend that always drives people home. You're the very responsible one who like just watches everyone drink and party, and avoid the trouble, avoid the drama, while others of you, I feel like this is something that you know that you shouldn't do because you go way off, like they avoid that at all costs. So yeah, that is something that I see here. Next, you guys have here the nine of hearts, the nine of clubs, and the 10 of clubs. Definitely the life of the party here. As a friend, if we're not talking about parties, if we're not talking about drinks and all that, you definitely are somebody who's very joyous, and like very, you have very joyful and happy and friendly vibes to you. People love being around you, people love talking to you. So yeah, you have a lot of positive vibes around you. Next, you guys have here the nine of clubs. You're very definitely, because you're an overthinker, you're very careful. With the 10 of clubs, you come off as someone who's very responsible, where to a point of like it, where it feels like you're carrying things or situations or problems, or problems maybe in your head that are not actually true. Like you carry more than you can handle sometimes. You like fixing other people's problems, you like resolution, you like bringing the peace to a situation where sometimes it's like um maybe you're not supposed to do things, or supposed to do these. You're not like, you don't always have to solve people's problem, you don't always have to be there for people. So I feel like you sometimes you come off as someone who's like, not only like you can be fun and joyful and playful, but you can always also be very responsible. Other than that, I feel like sometimes you carry a lot of responsibilities more than you can handle, and that's something that people realize about you. Here with the nine of clubs, you are some definitely very careful on who you let in. Like I said, you have no problem cutting people out. So you're very you're like, because you're an overthinker, you're very careful. You're very wary, and sometimes you can burn yourself out because of how much you're thinking and how much you're taking onto yourself and how much you're carrying, and people around you sometimes may know that. And so when they get that very joyful and happy and playful side to you, that may come off as something that is very rare, because they like, a lot of like, most of the time they see you as someone who's very strict and maybe, like I said, an overthinker, and like ease up a bit. I feel like if anything, people would tell you like ease up a bit. You don't have to do all that. So um, yeah, like a lot of positive qualities I see here. That is all for you, group two. Let me know how you guys felt about this reading. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit that thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts down below. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, you can always subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Hey, group three, if you guys chose red, then welcome to your reading. So let's get right into this and see how do people see you. So you guys have here judgment, you have the emperor reverse, six of cups, and 10 of cups, and we're going to clarify further. So starting with these four. Okay, starting with the six of cups here, you definitely come off as someone, like, first of all, as a very good friend, somebody who's all about helping. You're very giving. You have that very childlike innocence to you, but I feel like with that, you also come with an edge. You come with the Emperor in reverse. Yes, you are very innocent and childlike and very giving, and just a beautiful person inside out here, with the Six of Cups. But I feel like if people maybe people take your niceness for granted, maybe they take you for granted, or your niceness for weakness, and I feel like they kind of get a side of you that they do not expect here, which is the Emperor. That very, you can be very aggressive, you can be very vicious if you want to, and if people hurt you, you're there to stand up for yourself, and protect yourself. So that is you're definitely nice with an edge here with the Emperor. And I will say here with the 10 of cups, not only are you nice, but the 10 of cups upright, this talks about you, having that emotional fulfillment and working on your life and achieving a lot for yourself. But reverse that, and I feel like that's all about you being focused on others and helping others and giving others here with the 6 of cups. So there's definitely something about you that talks about all about helping your people, the surroundings, and those that you love, especially here. So, and it shows. Um, with this, I will be honest with you guys. And that's why we're here with the 10 of Cups, the 6 of Cups, and the Emperor. Sometimes the 10 of Cups here talks about, facades, something that is not real. Say, for example, maybe you have a partner, and maybe things at home are shit, like you two are not getting along, maybe you're headed for a divorce, and I feel like maybe on the outside you kind of pretend like everything is like happy and sunshine. So put that with the 6 of Cups, like the 10 of Cups, the 6 of Cups, and the Emperor. I feel like there are people out there that may believe that you are actually this Emperor in reverse, this very aggressive, vicious, whatever it is. Like, I'm probably not choosing the right words, but you know what I mean, very angry and all that. And I feel like this whole innocent, childlike, very giving, and all that is just a facade that you're putting out there, that it's not something that is real. So I will say, but to me, from where I'm looking at it, with judgment here, that does not make a lot of sense. I feel like this is a side of you that comes out when you need it to. That's when people try to take advantage of you or take advantage of your niceness, or maybe piss you off. You do have a side of you that puts people in place. Because with judgment here, I definitely believe that people look at you as someone, it's in the word, you have really good judgment. You see a situation for how it is. You see the truth of, like, the matter. You see, you have like really good judgment when it comes to people, situations, making the right decisions, making the right choices. So yeah, put all this together, and I feel like you're definitely giving, but you can be the Emperor in reverse when you have to here. So yep, let us clarify further and see what we can get. Next, you guys have here Temperance, you have the Knight of Swords, and the Eight of Wands. Okay, Temperance and Judgment. First of all, with Temperance, you come off as someone who's like very patient. People definitely notice that you're very patient, maybe when dealing with situations, dealing with people. Temperance and Judgment here together, people definitely look at you as someone who's very smart. And with the Knight of Swords, has a lot of potential. But the Temperance here, the Knight of Swords, and the Eight of Wands, there's something about you that makes people feel like you're always playing it safe. Maybe you're avoiding, that could be simply as avoiding trouble or drama, or maybe they feel like you're not, because you have a lot of potential, you also don't go after it. Maybe they feel like you need to take the lead, turn this emperor upside down, and take the lead towards something that you deserve and make something happen, because there's something about you, or about your life in general, that with the sun, with the 10 of Cups here in reverse, maybe I feel like people have expectations for you. They feel like you need to be at a certain level, or at a certain stage in your life, and there's something about that is being delayed or is not happening for you, and people feel like you're playing it safe. As in, you are the reason for why it's not happening, and that you should maybe stop focusing on the exterior, and focus more on yourself, and, like I said, take the lead and go for it. So there's something about this that talks about, you playing it safe, and maybe that is true. Maybe you are giving, maybe you feel obliged to kind of stick in a situation that is not very helpful for you, and people kind of see that. I don't know, or that could be your situation, that's something that's there but people don't see, and all they see is like, why, like, for someone who has a lot of potential, for someone who is really smart and has really good judgment, and a very giving and peaceful and beautiful, like inside and out. Like, why are they here, or why are certain things not happening for you? So there's something regarding questions here, and things that people don't understand about you, and expectations they have for you, and a lot of questions around that, and why it's not happening. But I will say here, with temperance is all about contentment, you being okay with yourself, of where you are in life and what's going on for you. So, as like, you may be content, you may be happy with where you are in your life, um maybe it's pissing you off that people have expectations for you, and there's something about you that maybe you're happy, but um, obviously it's none, like it's no one's business. Your life is your life, but I feel like you may be happy, but people are expecting more of you or from you. And maybe they're just noisy and they shouldn't, and but there's something about you that says that you're okay, that you're happy, that you're content, and you have trust in where you're going and how your life is going to play out. So maybe on your part there's less worry, but around you there's a lot of questions and a lot of expectations, that I feel like, if anything, may be bothering you here with the emperor, maybe a bit agitating, like keep to yourself, or why that like the too many questions, or why are you in my business in the first place? So let us know more. But definitely people look at you as someone who has a lot of potential, but there are questions regarding your state or where you are in life. But like beautiful inside and out, that's all I see here. You have the 10 of hearts, the ace of hearts, and the king of diamonds, the 10 of hearts, and the 10 of cups here. So you have that twice. You definitely come off as someone who is very family like. People love being around you. People love being your friend. And for those of you who are maybe single, I feel like people look at you as husband or wife material, somebody to marry, somebody to settle down with, somebody here for the long run, because you come off as someone who is here with the king of diamonds as very responsible, very humble, and very grounded. And again, with that, put that with the emperor here and the knight of swords, someone who has a lot of potential for success and to be something more in your life and achieve and do whatever it is that you want. With the ace of hearts here, you're very loving and you're very giving, and that is something that really shows here. This is something that is very, I feel like that is the theme of this whole reading, how beautiful you are as a soul, and how giving, and how much you understand people. And like, as much as you give love, they see that you are deserving of love. So I love that for you, group 3. That is, I feel like this is the shortest of all groups today, but very straightforward and short and beautiful. So yeah, let me know, like, if is it true, are there expectations that people are expecting of you? What are they? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, you can always subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.